while I'm walking up to this angle, I am in a safe location. Why? Because let's say that like the round just started and everyone's mid, maybe like there is opponents here, opponents in art, and I'm walking up to the angle. Therefore, I'm still in a safe location. So from point A to point B, I can just be looking at my minimap if I want to. Now, once I'm here and I swing into the angle, I'm no longer in a safe location. Unless I clear this and I see that no one's here, now I can take a second to look at my minimap because I'm still not exposed to any of the deeper angles or any of the other angles. I'm only exposed to this one, but only after I clear it, right? But typically, obviously if you're going to clear this, you're going to clear this as well. Now, once you're out here, you're no longer in a safe location because this is where people can get timinged really hard. Someone might swing you mid doors out of nowhere. Someone might walk up on your art while you're standing right here, right? So the biggest thing to keep in mind, there is no 5-second rule, there is no 10-second rule, there is no 15-second rule. It's literally as simple as, where are you right now on the map? Is it safe for you to look at your minimap? If the answer is yes, then you look at your minimap and try to gain as much information as possible. Let me actually give like a demonstration of like how often I would look at the minimap, okay? So let's say that the round started, okay? The round starts. At this point, at the very beginning of the round, when the barrier is dropping, I'm going to be taking a quick glance at my minimap to see, okay, what are we doing? Where is my team? A lot of the times in ranked, you don't have comms, so you don't even know what you're doing that round unless you look at your minimap to see what your team is doing. So maybe this round here, I'm like, okay, it looks like I have 2 players going mid top and I have 2 other players with me. Based off of this information, I have 2 players going mid, 2 players going A. Anytime you see this kind of combination, obviously it's an A split, right? So immediately you can be like, okay, we're doing an A split. So the first time that you ever look at a minimap is right before the round starts. You need to do this so you have a good idea of what's happening and how to go according to that. So now that we know, okay, it's an A split, now we start walking up with our team. Okay, whatever, A split, blah, blah, blah. We clear all the angles. We come down here, clear this angle, blah, blah, blah. And now, once we've cleared all of these dangerous angles, right? So these are all, I can't look at my minimap right now because I know that I could take a gunfight here, okay? If I know that I can take a gunfight here, I don't want to be looking at my minimap. So we're going to be focused on the game, blah, 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 clear all the angles, come down here, whatever, jiggle peek, this, that. Once we've cleared all of this, and everything here is clear, now you're back to being in a relatively safe location in which you can now look at your minimap, right? Because the only way you can die now is if someone timings you, but typically if you have your other teammates with you, you're going to be safe regardless, right? And there's also a very low chance of somebody trying to push main solo off of a timing anyways. So once we understand that, so again, the first time we looked at the minimap was when the barrier dropped. Second time is after we cleared out all of main. Now I look at my minimap to see, okay, how far up are my art players? If they're still all the way back here, right? If they're all the way so late, then there's no point in us execing out yet because they're so far away. But if I notice that my team is at least in art or close enough, then we can go ahead, start flashing, get into sight, actually run it down with our team and plant the spike and everything, right? So it's all about understanding the timing. So what do I mean by that? So for example, let's say we flash, we enter for our team and everything, and we're going into sight. Now I'm not safe right now, I'm still not safe. Okay, now I'm safe for the time being. Okay, so now that I'm safe for the time being and I understand that, okay, initially I didn't see anyone here, obviously it's going to be smoked, but just for like the sake of example, initially I didn't see anyone here, and now I'm back here. Now I'm pretty much safe for a couple seconds, right? We already have players in art, so you typically don't have to worry about anything for a couple of seconds, and in this time frame you can glance at your minimap if you want to get more information on how you want to play out the round. If you are a sentinel, if you are a initiator, if you are a controller, you are not going to be the first one into sight. You're going to be the second, not even the second. Most likely you're going to be the third, fourth, or fifth player into sight. So if you are playing a sentinel, an initiator, or anything like that, your goal is to see, you're going to try to go and match the pacing of the duelist 100%, but because you're going to be naturally a second or 2 seconds late, you can take a quick glance at your minimap before you actually exec out the smoke. This is really important because as someone who's not going in first, you need to be able to understand what way to path based off of where your teammate is. So for example, let's say that my Reyna flashes into sight and he scales right side. Okay, if my Reyna scales right side, I know that this is the area that my Reyna is holding. Therefore, when I come out onto site with my Reyna, I'm gonna be holding the left side. Simple as that, you see? So we're trying to pick up on areas that are not being held. I'll even break down the defense side, because I broke down offense, I'll break down defense in a second, but I'll just get my point across. So we're rotating, we're on defense, okay? And this is smoked off. We see on our mini-map that there's a guy standing right here fighting our teammate backside. Are we just gonna be like, oh, there's a guy standing right here, let me actually just walk up into the smoke, my teammate's already dead by now, let me see if I can swing out on him, oh wait, he was aware, boom, I'm dead. No, what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna have faith in our spam. So we're just gonna line up our mini-map. You're gonna line up like the tip of your basically like this little tip represents like where your gun is at, and you're just gonna line it up with the question mark or whatever agent you see on your mini-map from the enemy's perspective, and you just fire. You can either, if you want to spray here, you technically can spray because you're not at risk of anything, but sometimes just treating it like a normal gunfight can work too, where you just burst like this. And again, it's like he's standing right here taking this gunfight, you're bursting through the smoke, he's insta taken out. Like 99% of the time you will connect your shots, and this is more of a calculated kind of approach. Let's talk about defense. Okay, let's talk about defense. So when do we want to look at our minimap on defense? Well, defense is a little bit different. Okay, offense, you can get away with looking at your minimap maybe like 5 seconds before the round starts. Defense is a little bit different because you're either going to dictate the way that your players set up, or you're going to be someone who's adapting to your team's setup. What do I mean by that? Let's say that the round just started. Okay, round just started. Now you're like, okay, you know what? I want to go play on A. All right, I want to go play on A side. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go play on A. Cool. Now you're playing on A. What you just did is you're dictating how the rest of your team is going to set up if they're actually good, right? Sometimes in lower ranks it doesn't work, obviously, but typically speaking, someone's going to be like, okay, Reyna's in, on A. Maybe I'm going to go hold Art this round. Okay, someone's like, okay, someone's holding Art. Maybe I'm going to go hold B Link this round. Someone's like, okay, someone's holding B Link. Maybe I'm going to go hold B this round. Okay, so essentially, if you are quick on it, you can claim an area of the map pretty quickly, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way. Your teammates are still going to be like, kind of leaving gaps on the map, and you as the player who is supposed to be good at the game because you're actually getting coaching, right? So you as the player who's good at the game, you need to think to yourself like, okay, where are my teammates set up? Oh, we don't have Art control. No one's holding Art. Maybe you were initially holding main, but no one's holding Art. So now you have to make the adjustment and be like, okay, let me go ahead and hold Art. So at the entire start of the defensive round, we're going to be looking at our mini-map to figure out where are our teammates holding, where are the gaps, do we have a trip for B Link at least? No, we don't have a trip. Okay, maybe I should pick it up. Maybe I should hold that line. Maybe I should keep that information, right? So those are like questions you need to be asking yourself to basically see how your teammates are setting up from the moment that the entire defensive round begins. So now let's talk about the entire phases of it. So defense round starts, okay? Now, if you are on a duelist, let's say, and you wanted to take like an early gunfight, maybe you're on Jet and you're just like holding, you don't see anything, okay, cool. Let's start rotating, right? That's like what most players would do, but we don't want to do that. A big mistake that I see a lot of duelist players make, by the way, is that they will take this, they'll take like this false early information where they're holding this line early on, but they don't realize that they haven't cleared deep, so they don't know what's going on deep, okay? To them, they just think like, okay, no one pushed within like the first 5 seconds, and they're like, okay, it's probably gonna be A, and they start rotating. Now the problem is there's a difference between calculated pattern recognition and just pure assumptions based off of lack of information. This is the second one, where you don't have enough information to make this play, but you're doing it anyways. And typically that's like when players do this, it always results in like, oh, now we have to retake B because no one's on B, right? So instead of doing that, what we want to do is you can fight early if you want to. If you want to pop your jet dash, take an early fight here, you can do it. But instead of giving up the line entirely, if no one's here, you just back up, and you can even just, reposition back calls, and you can just jump spot it. And just keep jump spotting for information. What you want to typically wait for, what you're looking for, is you're looking for duelist, util, and smokes. Whenever you see duelist util and smokes combination, 99% of the time, it's actually going to be a sight hit, okay? Majority of the time, that's what's gonna happen. Now, obviously, as you get better at the game, as you get into higher ranks, players will start using that as a way to fake information. But right now, you guys don't have to worry about that.